Basically, I got an internship at Tom's, which is an international shoe company, and they sell a pair of shoes, and when you buy a pair of shoes, they donate a pair to somebody in need. And so I got an internship there at their headquarters in Santa Monica, and I'll be there as the campus programs intern, so just kind of setting up their database for next year with high schools and college campuses, and doing different projects for them, setting that up, like the One Day Without Shoes, like we did here at Jewel.
Yeah, tell me about that, because it kind of sounds like that may be where you got the start here for the internship.
Yeah, definitely that. We did a One Day Without Shoes here at Jewel, which is basically everybody goes without shoes the entire day, whether that be classes, to lunch, to dinner, and it just raises awareness for children who don't have shoes and have to go every day without them, and like the difficulties of that, whether that be stepping on glass, which a couple students actually did. And so, yeah, that definitely, we made a video for that and put it on Facebook, and Tom's actually grabbed that video and put it on their Facebook page, so we kind of got some recognition there, and that's where it all started.
What was the process like from that point? You get noticed by Tom's, I guess, or did you apply for the job?
Actually, I applied for it back in September of 2011, and I kind of had forgotten about it totally because it's so far away. And then I got an email about 2 weeks after the video, and they said, hey, we got your application and we saw your video. We'd like to talk to you on the phone. And since then, I've had 2 phone interviews, 2 Skype interviews, and it's been nuts. After each interview, I think I'm done, and then they call me and say, you have another interview. So that's kind of stressful.
Well, Chris, what do you expect to be doing for him on a day-to-day basis?
It's a 9-to-5 job. I get paid $10 an hour, so I'll be going in and just setting up their database, and they have actually a intern program where all the interns work together on a specific summer-long project for the company. So just lots of different things. The main focus for me going into this is just to get an inside view on how a socially responsible company works and the inner workings of that. So
you're a sophomore, correct?
Correct.
And where does this take you on your career path?
My ultimate goal is, I'm pretty big into marketing, so my ultimate goal is to go into marketing first and then maybe start my own socially responsible company somewhere in, whether that be fashion or music, which are my 2 favorite ones. So we'll see. That's basically what I wanted to get some experience in. This is fashion, so great experience for me and going forward. So.
Well, you've got 2 different things going on there: the social and the recognition of social issues around the world, but also your career. How do you blend them together, or is that what you're going to find out this summer?
That's the goal, is to find out how you can blend in a successful company with being socially responsible and helping others out in the process. So,
got a role model or somebody you kind of look up to in that area?
I mean, Tom's is probably the biggest. Blake Makowski is the owner of that company, and he was on The Amazing Race, and he went, and he was, I think, the semifinalist of The Amazing Race, and when he was in South America, he saw all these kids running around without shoes, and it kind of sparked his desire to start a company, and he was an entrepreneur then, and so he's like, oh, I can start a company that I can help others while selling shoes to
Interesting.
people. So.
How does your involvement, how did you come to be interested in the whole kind of entrepreneurship lifestyle and trying to get into something like this?
I mean, my entire life I've been really into being creative and coming up with new ideas and then putting those forth to see if other people like them as much as I do. So that's kind of where this all started from. And actually, the 2 other, Charlotte and Chelsea, are other students at Jewel. They were actually started this One Day Without Shoes program themselves, and then asked me if I wanted to join because they knew I was interested in the company and also in marketing, and that's where they needed the help. So I kind of joined, and we applied for a grant and got a grant, and then it just sparked from there, and ever since.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Growing up in Emporia, Kansas, what's it like in Emporia?
Emporia is it's a pretty industrial town. We have a lot of just factories and stuff like that, so kind of blue-collar work, I guess you would say. I grew up there my entire life. I have never moved. School of 1,200, only one high school, one public high school. So it's about a town of less than 30,000. So coming from Emporia to Kansas City was a big jump for me, and then from Kansas City to LA will probably be a huge eye-opener for me because I've never been there before. So.
You've lived there all your life. What do your folks do? And tell us about your family a little bit.
My father is actually an optometrist, and my mother still is a dental hygienist, but she no longer works, and she actually works for Emporia State, and she teaches Pilates there, so she's like a physical education teacher at Emporia State. And they actually met in high school, so they're high school sweethearts, and they've been married I can't tell you how many years, but and we've lived in Emporia since then, and yeah.
Brothers and sisters?
One brother is at Baker, playing golf for them. He's a senior, and he got accepted to UMKC Dental School, so he's going there next year.
Okay.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I guess so. You talked about Emporia having just one high school. You were voted the top tennis player, if I'm not mistaken, your last 2 years there. Come to Jewel to play tennis, and what's the transition been like from high school to college?
It's a pretty big transition. That's talent gap. Like the talent gap of the pool of play that you have to play against every day is just incredibly different. Yeah, being the top player at my high school it was basically, I was the one singles player all 4 years, so my freshman year through my senior year, and it's a lot different because now now I just play 3 doubles for Jewel, so it's different from being like the top player to kind of the lower end of the lineup, and so that's a huge jump and a big eye-opener for tennis players, so yeah.
Coach Worcell has tried to educate me a little bit about the difference between playing singles and doubles. Mm-hmm. Tell me in your mind what the biggest difference has been.
See, it's been a huge transition for me. I only played in Kansas tennis. You only play singles or doubles, which is different from Missouri.
You can't play both?
You can't play both. So I only had singles experience coming into college, and I don't know if Coach Worcell knew that or not, but I actually got put at only doubles my freshman and this year. So it's been a huge transition. I think the biggest is just chemistry with your partner. Last year I had 4 different partners at 3 doubles, which was really hard for me. This year I stuck with the same doubles partner the entire year, and we just built that chemistry the entire time, and I think that was the hardest part, and about halfway through the season we had that chemistry, so we just started rolling, and it worked out.
Volleying a big part of doubles play, and are you good at that? You like that?
I really enjoy being at the net. High school I hated it. I never came to the net, and then just practices at Jewel for my freshman year, my volleys, I just never did volley. I just never had to because I played singles, and since I did have to now for doubles, I mean, I just got really good at it, and I never knew that I had that capabilities, and I have good touch, and I enjoy being at the net. So,
how'd your year go this year?
This year went well. I mean, our team 13-7, I believe, for the spring, so it's our second winning season in a row, which is kind of new for the men's tennis program, and we're growing, so it was a great experience. That transition from NAI to Division II was a big transition. A lot more solid competition. It wasn't really good teams with the not so good teams. It was just more steady competition, and then there was still the really good teams. So it was a big jump. But we played well. Our doubles game played well. We had some good wins. One bad loss, but
what was the bad loss?
Well, we were playing UMSL. So, and our other 2 doubles teams had already won, and we were up 8-7, and you have to win by 2. So we were up 30-love in the service game, and we were serving for the match, and we kind of got hooked. The other team called one of our balls out, since it's self-governed tennis. They called one of our balls out that was in, and so we ended up losing that match, and then our team ended up losing to UMSL 4-5, so that was kind of a deciding match, which was really tough to handle afterwards, but sometimes it goes that way.
Let's change gears a little bit, and a couple of questions maybe kind of random. First of all, why did you decide to come to Jewel? What attracted you to come to Liberty?
First off, of course tennis, because I wanted to continue playing tennis throughout college, but I actually, when I was looking at colleges, I looked at Texas, California, Florida. I wanted to go somewhere warm because I don't like cold weather, and I kind of wanted to get a new experience. And my father, he played tennis at Tabor College, so he wanted me to kind of stick around the Midwest and play tennis here. And so he suggested to me to at least visit. I hadn't visited a single college in the Midwest. He suggested you should at least visit one. I heard Jewel has great academics. You should go there. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to please him. So I just came, and I fell in love with the campus and the people, and it was just...
What's your best, you're halfway through your career now, more or less, what's your best non-tennis memory at Jewel?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. I would say, well, I joined a fraternity, so I would say probably bid day of joining my fraternity. It was a great experience, and Jewel does spring rush, so you get to know the guys throughout the fall semester and where you want to go, really. And so I was really excited to join my fraternity because all the seniors and juniors that were in there, I really wanted to get to know better. And when I finally got a bid and I showed up at the house, it was a really big moment for me. They were like playing vuvuzelas and hitting drums, and it was a cool experience.
I keep hearing from different students, and I imagine it's true, that time management is one of the key things, especially if you're an athlete, especially if you're in a fraternity. That's got to be a big thing.
It definitely is. In freshman year, coming in, you definitely don't have those capabilities of managing your time because you never had to. And about after the first semester, you kind of realize, wow, I really have to. I mean, I never had a planner in my life, and I have since then everything that I need to do I write down because I know I'll forget because I'll have somebody come up and ask me if I want to go to a concert or if I want to go do something else. So it's pretty big, and you have to have your priorities set straight. So,
Chris, what's the first fun thing you're going to do when you get to Los Angeles?
That's tough. I want to go. I've never been to Hollywood, so I really want to go to Hollywood. I know the intern group goes to Disneyland for a trip, kind of to get acclimated, so that'll be really fun. I don't know when that is, but I would say Hollywood.